an ordinary guard, and a cold-hearted CEO. A wedding meant to happen in a single day, but everything goes upside down. Kidnappings, betrayals, and a high-stakes corporate power game. This is where Zhao Wudi's journey begins. Wu, the seemingly ordinary guard, is actually Songming, the #1 fugitive. Xingyu, a powerful CEO, wants full control of her company. But when danger strikes, how will Wu protect her? Watch as Renshin, Bald Eagle, and Ali's secret plots unfold, and see how Wu outsmarts them all. Love, loyalty, and sacrifice's dedication to protecting Xingyu, uncovering Xingchen's hidden past, and surviving countless betrayals. Witness how love survives, even a contract marriage in this thrilling saga. Zhao Wui worked as a building guard. During his shift, he was caught resting. Another guard, Malu, woke him up and invited him to enjoy food from the wedding, being held inside. Wui found it strange. The wedding looked too grand for the small number of guests in the massive hall. Their talk ended when a luxury car stopped at the entrance. Wu watched closely as a beautiful bride stepped out. She arrived alone, accompanied only by her secretary. The bride was Xingyu, a CEO known for her cold personality. This day was critical for her. To secure her leadership role, she needed to be married. While preparations continued, her secretary Linlin rushed in with troubling news. The groom Lin had run away. Xingyu showed no surprise. She calmly ordered Linlin to find another man willing to marry her that same day. The wedding had to go on. In another room, Renshin, a wealthy CEO, enjoyed his drink. He was the one who had forced Lin to flee. His true goal was to marry Xingyu himself and seize her company. Back in Thelabi, Xingyu approached Wu. She asked him to marry her immediately, offering a marriage contract. Wu, stunned, refused. He told her marriage should come from love, not convenience. But little did they know, this was only the beginning of his story. My name is Xiaodi. After his rejection, Xingyu pressed forward. Linlin soon found another man willing to marry her under contract. Before the ceremony could start, Renshin appeared. He knelt, offered a diamond ring, and asked for her hand. Xingyu rejected him coldly. She knew his real motives and would not let her company fall into his hands. Moments later, Linlin returned in panic. The replacement groom had vanished. Xingyu was left in despair. At that moment, Wui entered in a black suit. He fought off Renshin Unkes men, then stood before Xingyu and Renshin. He handed Xingyu a bridal bouquet and asked her to proceed with the ceremony. As they walked toward the hall, Xingyu Unk's uncle stepped in. They doubted Wu and questioned his intentions. Zheng demanded to know how Wui met her and why he loved her. Xingyu froze, unsure of what to say. Wui calmly answered. He spoke in detail about her habits in daily life, explaining his admiration for her. Xingyu was shocked. She wondered how he knew so much. The truth was unsettling. Wu had been secretly observing her for a long time, even renting an apartment across from hers to watch her without her knowledge. After the wedding, life soon returned to routine. Wu and Malu were reassigned to guard Xingyu Unk's office. One morning, Xingyu received a report that Lian had stolen important documents. She checked the CCTV footage and ordered her security team to capture him before he escaped. 2 guards detained a man in the parking lot, but he was not Lin. Meanwhile, Wui carried out his own search. He reviewed the CCTV again and discovered Lin hiding inside a black car. Wui caught him and brought him to Xingyu. When she saw Lai's injured nose, Xingyu asked Wui why he had struck him. Lai pleaded for forgiveness and revealed he had been following Renshin's orders. Renshin had taken his younger sister hostage to force him into betrayal. After work, Xingyu invited Wu to live at her apartment. Wu hesitated, saying their marriage was only contractual. But Xingyu insisted. Her 2 uncles had sent spies to watch her home, and she wanted to silence their doubts. At the apartment, Xingyu explained more rules for their contract. She told Wu to act convincingly so her uncles would stop questioning their relationship. Wu then teased her, saying a wife should cook for her hungry husband. Xingyu replied coldly that she did not cook and never prepared meals for anyone. The doorbell rang. A driver delivered a large order of food for Xingyu. She refused to share, but Wui mischievously helped himself. Across the street, a spy hired by Xingyu Unk's uncles watched closely. Seeing the pair eat together, he grew annoyed, convinced they were becoming too close. The next day, Wui noticed a sweet-looking young woman named Meling. Malu introduced her as his younger sister and asked Wui to help her get a job at Xingyu Unk's company. Charmed by her, Wui agreed. Later, he nervously mentioned Meling to Xingyu, saying she showed potential during her interview. Xingyu appeared jealous as she rechecked Meling Unk's file and studied her photo, noticing how Wu praised her. That evening, Xingyu was followed by a man with ill intentions. Before he could act, Wui intervened and stopped him. What Xingyu did not know was that Wui had sensed the danger. She had tried calling him, but he ignored the call. He chose to remain hidden behind a car, not wanting her to realize he had been secretly following her all along. The following day, Malu talked with Wu about a fugitive tracking website. He pointed out the top wanted criminal, Tong Ming, and joked that catching him would make him rich. Wu showed no interest and went back to sleep. Later, Shengyu confronted Wui about the previous night. She said she had heard his phone ringtone in the parking lot, but never saw him. Suspicious, she asked if he had been following her. Not wanting her to misunderstand, Wui explained the truth. He told her that her late brother, Sheng Chen, had once entrusted him with her safety. Wu promised to protect her at all costs. To prove his sincerity, he returned Xing Chun Unk's necklace and explained he was only repaying the kindness Xing Chun had once shown him. The next day, Xing Yu asked Wui to join her for dinner at Uncle Shin Unk's house. When they arrived, Xinggu held Wu Unk's hand tightly, trying to display their affection as husband and wife. She looked uneasy about her Uncle Unk's reaction. Uncle Shan made his disapproval clear. To him, Wui was only a security guard, unworthy of a CEO like Xing Yu. Amused, Wui confidently responded that he would prove he was no ordinary guard. He set a timer on his phone and challenged himself to find every bug hidden in the art room. Using his military training, he quickly uncovered all the devices in record time. Uncle Shun was shocked, realizing he had underestimated Wui's abilities. On the way back, Xing Yu's curiosity grew. She tested Wudi by asking him to guess her lipstick shade. He correctly named each one and then teased her, asking if the prize was a kiss. Xing Yu was caught off guard and flustered by his boldness. The next day, Wui and Meling stayed late at the office. Suddenly, the power went out. They heard noises in the data storage room and went to check. At the same time, Wui and Meling tried to enter the building, but were ambushed with a stun device. Inside the data room, a figure knocked Meling unconscious and pointed a weapon at Xingyu. To her shock, the attacker was Lin. Linlin revealed her betrayal and demanded access to the company's data, acting under Renshin's orders. Wu appeared in time. He had only pretended to be knocked out earlier to trick Linlin. With his own stun device, he subdued her quickly. He also admitted that he had disabled the CCTV system on purpose, knowing Renshin was watching through the cameras. Once the chaos was over, Wui received a phone call. The caller knew his true identity and told him to come to a bar. Around the same time, Xing Yu also got a message leading her there. When Wui arrived, he was surprised to find the caller was a woman named Ali as he tried to figure out who she was. She slipped something into his drink. The drug quickly took effect, leaving him dizzy. While Eli teased him and made her attraction clear, before she could go further, Xinggu arrived. She pulled Wui away immediately, unwilling to let another woman get close to him. Back at the apartment, Wui struggled to stay steady from the drug drink. In his days, he almost kissed Xingyu to stop himself. He hit his own head until he passed out. Xingyu was irritated by his behavior since she would not have minded the kiss. The next morning, Wui woke up nervous, unsure if he had done something wrong. Xingyu, still annoyed, assured him that nothing had happened. Despite her calm tone, she remained worried about Renshin, knowing he would not give up on trying to take over her company. Later that day, Xingyu asked Wui to accompany her to an important banquet. When they arrived, she mischievously told him to find his own way inside. In the hall, she focused on presenting her company's cooperation proposal to a senior executive. She explained that she had prepared a backup plan to replace the one Renshin had stolen. Their meeting was interrupted by the arrival of a striking woman. To everyone's surprise, she was a highly sought-after investor. Even more shocking, she was thrilled to see Wudi, the woman Nyanshi. hugged him in front of the guests. Wu Di was stunned. He had once served as her personal bodyguard. Xingyu, irritated by how closely Nianxi clung to him, stormed out of the hall. Wu chased after her. At the elevator, he explained the truth about his past with Nianxi. Meanwhile, the senior executive approached Xingyu in the lobby. He told her that She had agreed to invest in her project. Xingyu left the building in high spirits. Wu congratulated her on securing the investor. To celebrate, Xingyu invited Wu out for drinks. Across town, Ren Xin, frustrated by their closeness, ordered his men to steal Xingyu-Unk's company data immediately. At a luxurious restaurant, Xingyu, still in a good mood, teased Wu. She held his face and asked who was more beautiful, herself or Nyan. Wu froze, caught off guard. A memory of his promise to Xingchun surfaced. His expression hardened. He told Xingyu not to ask such questions, reminding her their marriage was only a contract. Suddenly, Xingyu-Unk's phone rang. It was Moing, warning her that someone was hacking into the company's data. Xingyu and Wu rushed back to the office. In the server room, Wu searched carefully and found a flash drive planted by Linlin the day before. It had been used to infiltrate the system. Elsewhere, Renchen received news that his plan had failed. Furious, he ordered his secretary to place Wu's name on an online fugitive list, offering a huge reward to anyone who eliminated him. The next day, Malu was shocked to see Wu's name listed online as a wanted man. He rushed to tell Wu, but Wu stayed calm and indifferent, choosing to continue his afternoon nap. That night, Ali, the woman from the bar, appeared again. She threatened Wu and attacked with a hidden weapon, but he avoided every strike with ease. To Wu's surprise, Ali seemed pleased. She admitted her real goal was to test his strength, since she was also on the wanted list and hunted by many. Not long after she left, several cars arrived and armed men jumped out to capture Wu. He fought them off fiercely until Malu arrived to help. Together, they drove the attackers away. During the fight, Malu was injured, but he still treated his wound and warned Wu that the bounty on his head had increased. His name had climbed higher on the fugitive rankings, which explained why so many strangers were after him. Wu remained unsure who was truly behind the attacks. Meanwhile, Xingyu-Unk's two uncles argued over her leadership. They were frustrated that she had rejected an acquisition deal to protect a smaller project. Zhang began planning to seek Renchen support at the next board meeting. The following day, Renchen met Nianxi at a dock. He spread lies about Wu-Unk's marriage and convinced Nianxi to resent Xingyu. Pretending to help, he encouraged Nianxi to get closer to Wu, knowing she seemed drawn to him. Later, Nianxi visited Xingyu-Unk's company and deliberately introduced Lian as her business liaison. From then on, Xingyu was forced to work with him. Lin, eager to be near her again, was delighted, while Xingyu tolerated it only for the sake of her company. Lin apologized for abandoning her on their wedding day. He asked for forgiveness and suggested they at least rebuild their friendship as business partners. Knowing how critical the project was, he promised to help. He even offered pastries, sent by Xingyu, hesitated, noticing that Lai knew she was allergic to eggs. Still, she ate one as a gesture of thanks for the gift. Moments later, she nearly collapsed as she stepped out of the room. Though she wished Wu were there, it was Lin who carried her to the hospital. When Xingyu woke up feeling better, she was startled to see Lin at her bedside. He apologized, claiming he had forgotten about her allergy. He asked her to start over with him and explained that he had run from their wedding because Renchen had threatened him. His younger sister had been taken hostage, leaving him with no choice. Xingyu grew angry at his explanation. Then Wu arrived with food, showing genuine care and comfort. Watching their closeness, Lian grew uneasy and excused himself. After he left, Xingyu scolded Wu Di. She reminded him that her safety was his responsibility and warned him not to fail again. Meanwhile, Lai received a video of his sister still held captive by Renchen. Panicked, he called Renshento, apologized for failing his mission. Desperate to save his sister, he begged for another chance. The next day, Wu met Lin in front of the office. Lai mocked him and accused him of having an affair with Maling. Wu dismissed the insult, knowing Lin was no match for him. During a meeting, Lin asked Xingyu-Unk's staff to step out so he could speak with her alone. He claimed Wu had been seen with another woman and tried to sway her by promising loyalty. He even assured her that her project with Nen she would succeed with his help. From across the room, Wu grew irritated watching Lin hold Xing Yu's hand. He interrupted them by pretending to inspect the area for insects. Lin, frustrated, accused him of ruining his moment. Later in the parking lot, Lian tried again to get close to Xinggu by entering her car. But Wu arrived with police officers and had Lian arrested for his earlier attempt to steal company data. News of the arrest quickly reached Renchen. Enraged, he ordered his secretary to kidnap the second largest shareholder, who possessed one of Xing Yu's critical company USB drives. Soon after, Xinggu learned that her uncle, the very shareholder, had gone missing. The following day, Malu was shocked to find Wu listed as the #1 fugitive online. Wu, however, remained puzzled, wondering who despised him enough to put such a price on his head. Not long after, Wu received a phone call that shook him. The caller claimed Xing Yu had been kidnapped and ordered him to come to a specific location. What Wu did not realize was that Malu secretly recorded the call and watched him closely. Wu went alone to an abandoned building, ready to rescue Xing Yu. In truth, the kidnapper's real target was him, since his bounty was now at the top of the fugitive rankings. A brutal fight followed. Despite being outnumbered, Wu defeated the attackers and forced them to retreat. Inside, he found a woman, tied up with her head covered. Believing it was Xing Yu, he rushed to untie her. But as soon as he freed her, she embraced him. Wu instantly grew suspicious. The woman was not Xing Yu, but Ali, who had feelings for him. He then exposed his hidden ally, revealing that he knew Malu had secretly colluded with Ali in the setup. Wu's anger grew when Malu sent a photo of him, embracing Ali to Xing Yu cornered. Malu admitted that Ali had bribed him with money. When Wu returned to Xing Yu's apartment, she was furious and jealous. She reminded him of their marriage contract and warned that if she ever caught him close to another woman again, she would demand compensation. The next day, Xinggu grew worried after Maling informed her that Renchen had acquired more shares. With the upcoming board meeting, Renchen would hold the majority stake, giving him the power to take over as company chairman. Xing Yu was certain he had relied on underhanded tactics to secure that position. When she confronted him, she mocked his obsession with power. But Renchen shamelessly chaired the important meeting anyway, even sitting in the seat usually reserved for her. Meanwhile, Wu took action to help Xing Yu reclaim her role. He went to the bank and opened the safe deposit box left behind by Xing Chen. Inside, he searched for proof of the true top shareholder, hoping to persuade that person to support Xing Yu. After securing the key information, Wu brought the top shareholder to the board meeting. Xing Yu, anxious throughout, finally felt relief. Wu presented documents showing that the majority shares had been transferred into her hands, proving she now held more control than Renchen. Standing firm, she demanded that Renchen step down and stop interfering in the company. At that moment, the largest shareholder, Zhu Xing, a member of Xing Yu's own family, personally attended. He openly opposed Renchen's claim to leadership and instructed Xing Yu to draft a written contract, ensuring she would remain the company's leader permanently. The story shifted into a flashback of Wu Yang's memories with the late Xing Chen. Years earlier, while serving together in a special unit, Xing Chen had sacrificed his life to save Wu ever since. Wu carried deep regret, vowing to honor that sacrifice by protecting Xing Yu at all costs. When the flashback ended, the focus returned to the present. That morning, Malu looked sorrowful, convinced Wu had been killed. With Wu now branded a high-value fugitive, he feared someone might have eliminated him. To his shock, Wu suddenly appeared, confused to see his own photo being used as a mourning tribute. Malu was overjoyed, admitting he had worried every time Wu vanished without warning. Wu told him not to worry, and revealed that he was in fact Songming, the #1 fugitive. Malu was stunned. Songming had long been considered the most dangerous wanted man, with his whereabouts always unknown. Yet, Malu refused to believe it, thinking Wu was joking. Soon after, Xing Yu called Wu Di. She showed him a photo of Zhu Xing, one of her company's shareholders, and asked him to protect them from Renchen's schemes. She also entrusted Wu with a USB drive containing critical company data, warning him to keep it safe. Wu went to Zhu Yang's house, but found it empty. Instead, he ran into Ali, who had been following him. She warned him to be careful. Admitting she already knew he was Tong Ming, she revealed that Renxin also knew the truth and urged Wu to stay cautious. Later, Wu went to the address Renxin had ordered him to. He arrived empty. Renxin, delighted to confirm Wu Yong's true identity, threatened to destroy Xingyu and ordered Wu to stand still while his men attacked. Wu endured the beating without resistance at first, but after some time, he fought back. Using his skills, he defeated Renxin's men and forced them to retreat. After the fight, Ali reappeared to check on him. Wu, badly injured, feared she might capture him and claim the massive bounty. Instead, Ali chose to help. She brought him to the hospital for treatment. At the hospital, Xingyu rushed through the halls in a panic, desperately searching for his room. When she found him, she cried and apologized, admitting she felt guilty and terrified of losing him. Though Wu appeared to be asleep, he heard her words. Amused and touched by her concern, he smiled. Xingyu, embarrassed and flustered, thought he was teasing her. But deep down, she was relieved he had survived and returned to her side. Meanwhile, Renxin, also hospitalized from his injuries, was unable to move. Officials arrived and placed him under arrest following the report filed by Xingyu. A few days later, after Wu returned to work, he finally received the information he had been waiting for. Earlier, he had asked Malu to investigate something. As he reviewed the collected data, Wu grew unsettled, realizing there was more behind everything than he had thought. Following the clues, Wu went to a hotel that matched his suspicions about the mastermind behind the attacks on Xingyu. Meanwhile, at the security post, Xingyu searched for Wu and came across the data he had been reviewing and ordered his secretary to place. Wu came across the data he had been reviewing on his laptop. Malu explained that someone other than Renxin was targeting her company. He suggested that Renxin was only a pawn being used by the real mastermind. At the hotel, Wu stayed on high alert, convinced the mastermind was inside. From outside, he suddenly heard someone call him by the name Song Ming. He entered cautiously and saw a Lai tied up, her hands and feet bound. Without warning, smoke began to fill the room. Wu reacted instantly. He covered his nose and shielded Ali to keep her from inhaling the toxic gas. A strange voice echoed through the room, saying the antidote was on the table, in the form of 2 pills, one red and one blue. Wu examined them carefully and realized both were poisoned. He untied Eli's hands, but as soon as she was free, she attacked him with a hidden weapon, nearly striking him. Wu defended himself easily. He told her he already knew the pills had been made by her, since their scent still lingered on her hands. At that moment, Wu understood that Allah planned to capture him and hand him over in exchange for the bounty offered by the true mastermind. Elsewhere, Xingyu met with Uncle Shan. He scolded her harshly for decisions that had caused financial trouble for the company. Xingyu reassured him that she would take full responsibility. The argument left Uncle Shan clutching his chest in pain, but Xingyu had already left the house. Collapsing at the doorway, he was left to die while his younger brother Hung looked on. Instead of helping, Zhang watched with satisfaction, believing this was his chance to seize power. News of Uncle Shenung's death shocked and devastated Xingyu. She blamed herself for their argument earlier and was overwhelmed with guilt. Meanwhile, Ali delivered Wu as a captive to the one who had paid heavily to have him taken alive. Back with Xingyu, she was still grieving when she received a phone call from Ging. His cheerful tone, so unlike that of a grieving relative, only angered her. Zhang told her he would now assume Uncle Shin Unk's position in the company, and Xingyu was disappointed by his selfishness. Feeling cornered, she tried calling Wu, but he did not answer. She tried again. At that moment, Ali handed Wu's phone to Boss Hu and suggested letting him take the call. When Xingyu finally reached him, Wu pretended to stay calm and concealed his situation. At the same time, he slipped a coded message into the conversation, one only he and Xingyu understood, warning her to stay on guard. After Bostwal left, Ali tried to get closer to Wu while they were alone, but Wu seized the chance to escape, breaking free from his restraints with ease. Meanwhile, at the office, Xingyu and Malang strengthened security for the night, preparing for Boss, whose men who were coming to steal something valuable. Thanks to Wu Unk's hidden warning over the phone, Malu was ready and fought off the intruders. At the same time, Xingyu and Moing waited behind a door to confront anyone who broke in. In the cows, Maling accidentally struck Wu, mistaking him for one of the criminals. Relieved to see him safe, Xingyu embraced him and gently touched the bump on his head caused by Maling Unk's blow. As Xingyu cared for Wu, Malu suddenly rushed in, breaking the moment. Overjoyed at Wu Wangke's return, he hugged him tightly. Xingyu thanked Malu for his bravery in fighting off the attackers and rewarded him with 5 times his salary in gratitude. Elsewhere, it was revealed that Zhang had been part of the plot that night. He had worked with Basu, who had earlier abducted Wu. Furious that the plan failed, Zhang lashed out at his loyal secretary and ordered him to kidnap Zhao, one of Xingyu Unk's company leaders, to force him into cooperation. That night, Zhao was taken to a rooftop where Zhang revealed his plan to independently produce a new program owned by Xingyu Unk's company. Zhao refused at first, warning that developing research products would take a long time. But Zhang tempted him with a highly profitable deal, and Zhao reluctantly agreed. The next day, Xingyu called Wu Di to explain the secret technology she had been developing with her late brother. It was called Wang, a project with vast potential and wide applications. Xingyu worried because many people sought Wang, not all with good intentions. She also confided her suspicions about Zhang, who had taken over Uncle Xin Unk's position. She feared his ambitions would destroy the family business. Later, Xingyu visited Zhong Unk's office and deliberately Wu as her assistant. When she asked why he had summoned her, Zhang openly admitted his desire to take over the Wu Wang project. Neither Xingyu nor Wu were surprised. They had expected this all along. Wu even mocked Zhang, saying he knew about all of his underhanded schemes to seize control of Wang. Meanwhile, Xiao grew increasingly busy in his office, urging Maling to finish the research reports quickly. After she left, he opened his safe, pulled out an envelope of confidential Wu Wang documents, and slipped it in Tohi's personal bag. The act was caught on CCTV. Not long after, in Zhang Unk's office. He smiled as he read Zhao Unk's message, confirming that the documents were now in his possession. Acting concerned about family unity, Zhang offered Xingyu a partnership and pretended to worry about the company's future. But Xingyu stood firm, determined that Wang would continue independently as the legacy she shared with her late brother. Wu stepped in, pointing out that Zhang Unk's offer sounded insincere, as if he wanted to see Xingyu fail. Zhang, angered, snapped back that Wu had no right to speak to him. Wu was only a guard, unworthy of the family status. Even if married to Xingyu, unwilling to argue further. Xingyu left with Wu back at their office. Maling panicked after discovering the Wu Wang documents were missing. Xingyu and Wu, unsurprised, checked Xiao Yunk's office CCTV and confirmed that he had stolen them. Meanwhile, Zhang ordered his secretary to release the funds needed to develop Wang. Whatever price Zhao demanded, Zhang was ready to pay. Weeks later, Maling reported that Zhang Yunk's research progress was outdated. Xingyu and Wu, however, stayed calm. Wu even hinted that a major surprise was coming. Sure enough, when Zhao advanced to stage 2 of the Wang project, problems appeared. He complained to Zhang that despite following every step in the stolen documents, something was wrong. He suspected the files had been altered. Zhang was stunned and furious. Convinced that Xingyu had set him up, he raged at the setback. At the same time, Xingyu and Wu monitored Zhang Yunk's lab through CCTV. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the lab. Smiling, they showed no surprise, as though they had expected this failure all along. It was then revealed that Xiao had secretly been working with Xingyu. She had anticipated that Joan would approach him, so she instructed Xiao to hand over falsified documents. Loyal to the memory of Xingyu Unk's late father, Xiao agreed to help stop Zhong Unk's greed. Afterward, Xingyu sent Maling and Malu to escort Zhao Unk's family to safety, fearing Zhang would retaliate. But during the mission, a white van intercepted them. Zhao Unk's daughter was abducted, and both Malu and Maling were stunned with electric weapons and overpowered. Elsewhere, Xingyu and Zhao celebrated their victory in protecting the real Wang project from Zhang. Xingyu reassured Zhao that Meng and Malu had been tasked with securing his family. Just then, a video call came through. Zhao Unk's face fell in horror as he saw his daughter on screen crying and begging for help. His heart broke at the sight. Panicked, Xinggu received a message from Wu Di. He told her he was already on his way to rescue Zhao Unka's daughter. Xingyu tried to calm Xiao, assuring him that Wu was doing everything possible to bring her back safely. Not long after, Wu made a video call. He showed Xingyu that he had rescued Zhou Unk's daughter and had Alfred Maling, and Ma Lu Xiao was overjoyed to know his daughter was safe. Out of gratitude, Mei Ling hugged Wu Yi, but this immediately sparked jealousy in Xingyu, who abruptly ended the call. When Wu Yi returned to the office, Xingyu looked upset. She demanded an explanation, asking why Ma Ling had hugged him in front of her. This time, Xingyu openly showed her jealousy, acting as though she were his real wife with every right to be possessive. Wu tried to ease the tension with playful apologies, teasing her gently. Eventually, Xingyu softened, touched by how many lives he had saved. Her words of praise made Wu beam with pride. He even asked her to repeat them so he could record the moment as a keepsake. Thinking of her late brother Xing Chen, who had always protected her, Xingyu Unk's eyes filled with tears. Wu embraced her to comfort her. In that moment, she quietly asked, "Can you stay with me forever?" The question left Wu conflicted. He slowly pulled away, saying he wished to protect her, but could not promise something he himself was unsure of. Suddenly, Xingyu realized the shadowy figure who had often followed her must have been Wu Yi all along. Wu Yi admitted that ever since Xingchen Unk's death, he had never let her out of his sight because of the promise he had made. But now, he added, he wanted to protect her for himself. His words filled Xingyu with hope. Leaning closer, Xingyu tried to kiss him, but Wu Yi closed his eyes, as if rejecting her. Irritated, Xingyu called him a coward. Stung, Wu Yi finally gathered his courage. He touched her face and kissed her for the first time. Applause music that night, Wu Yi received a video and an address. The message showed that Boss, who had once kidnapped him, was now captured by Ali. She asked him to come to the same hotel where they had met before. Shinji wanted to accompany him, but Wu Yi refused, promising to resolve things quickly and return. Wu went to the hotel. Ali was waiting. She flattered him, saying he looked more handsome and masculine than before. Wu dismissed her words and demanded she get to the point. Suddenly, Ali sprayed something into his eyes and struck him on the back of the head, knocking him out. Meanwhile, Xingyu grew increasingly anxious when Wu Yi failed to return. Her fears deepened after she received a video showing his abduction. So, she immediately set out with her company's security team. At the hotel, Malu led the guards, while Xingyu herself took charge of the operation. Showing no fear as she directed them to free Wu, on Therotop, Ali held Wu hostage, furious about his closeness with Xingyu. When Malu tried to pressure her into letting him go, she suddenly pushed Hu off the roof. At the last second, Malu sacrificed himself, catching Wu Yi and breaking his fall. Xingyu was deeply relieved that Wu Yi survived. Still, she grew jealous, knowing Eli's feelings for him. Wu asked Xingyu to promise she would never come to such dangerous places again, but his words only annoyed her more. She resented his connection with Ali. Frustrated, Xingyu struck Wu. In response, he hugged her tightly in front of everyone, embarrassing their colleagues with his public display of affection. He then proposed holding a new wedding ceremony and officially registering their marriage. Xingyu, still unsettled, revealed that she had received evidence suggesting Xing Chen might still be alive. Wu admitted he had heard the same. Before they could discuss further, Malu brought them a set of suspicious photographs. Among them, one image shook Xingyu, a photo showing Wu and Xing Chen pointing guns at each other. Demanding an explanation, she confronted Wu. He insisted it had only been a military training exercise. But Xingyu, unconvinced, walked away in doubt. She then brought Wu Yi into her secret room, where she had collected countless articles about Xingchen, Unka's death, and Wu Yi's past. She already knew that Wu Yi and her late brother had once worked together, competing to solve a classified code. That rivalry had ended with Xingchen Unk's death. From the beginning, Xingyu had known Wu Yi's true identity. What hurt her most was that she had fallen for him despite it all. She felt betrayed by her brother's selfishness, remembering how they had always depended on each other since childhood. Wu Yi pleaded with her to trust him, promising to find those truly responsible. Then he left while Xingyu broke down in tears, overcome with sorrow. The next day, while on duty, Wu Yi encountered Ali again. She challenged him and nearly injured him, but this time, Wu deliberately allowed himself to be captured. Ali then reported to Boss Wu, who had ordered her to abduct him and delivered Wu to an old building. Inside, Boss Wu demanded the original Wong project documents. Wu refused, enduring the torture inflicted by Boss Wu and his men. Before long, Malu appeared. He had secretly followed Wu during the abduction and now fought fiercely to free him. Ali praised Malu Unk's courage, but the truth soon came out. Wu and Ali had actually been working together. Their plan was to trap Boss Wu, with Ali risking her own safety to assist. Wu thanked her, admitting that if the mission had failed, both of them would have been in grave danger. Wu and Malu then interrogated Boss Wu, pressing him to reveal who was behind everything. Under pressure, Boss Wu confessed that the one paying him was someone inside Xingyu Unk's family company, known only as Bald Eagle. Neither Wu Di nor Malu recognized the name. Meanwhile, Zhang Yong's secretary abducted Xingyu and delivered her to Zhang. At the same time, Boss Wu received a message from his men confirming that Xingyu had already been captured. Reading the message on Boss Wu's phone, Wu immediately set out to rescue her. Xingyu was taken to an abandoned factory where Zhang's secretary revealed himself to be Bald Eagle. She was stunned, unable to believe her Uncle Unk's trusted aide could betray her. He admitted his true identity. He had once served in the same unit as her late brother, Xing Chen, to lure Wu. Bald Eagle even displayed a doll keychain that Wu had once given Xingyu. Soon enough, Wu arrived at the factory. Bald Eagle ordered his strongest fighter to battle Wu, nearly won and moved to free Xingyu, but Ali suddenly appeared and injected him with a syringe, knocking him unconscious. When Wu awoke, both he and Xingyu were tied up in the old building. Ali explained that she had been forced to obey Bald Eagle under threat. Yet when she saw Xingyu about to be harmed, her compassion overwhelmed her, and she chose to save them both. Cornered, Bald Eagle revealed his final weapon. Xing Chen was still alive. He had turned Xing Chen into an experimental subject, implanting a chip in his brain to control him like a machine. Wu was forced to fight Xing Chen, whose movements were robotic. During the clash, Xing Chen nearly struck Xingyu, but she rushed forward and embraced him. Her love and memories restored his humanity, reminding him of their happy past together. The next day, Wu confronted Jing, presenting evidence of his role in Uncle Shen's death. Zhang was finally forced to face justice for his crimes. The story ended with a wedding between Wu Di and Xingyu, a celebration of the deep love they had found after enduring so many trials together. So, the moral of the story is love can survive kidnappings, betrayals, and even contract marriages. Asterisk, asterisk, the final showdown. Wu versus Bald Eagle. Xing Chen is actually alive. Wu and Xingyu's love survives all trials, and after countless betrayals and dangers, their story concludes with a beautiful wedding ceremony. This proves true love can emerge even from a contract marriage. Asterisk, asterisk, in the next story. Join us to see more exciting adventures with Wu and Xingyu. Subscribe, like, and comment to share what suspense you expect next.